Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a deck that I built to sort of counter 6 Samurais. It's not, it's probably not going to be your best counter deck because you still have to play good. It's not like you have a set play where they just can't deal with. They have too many things in their arsenal, Shien, they have Fuma protection, they have Inishi, they have 6 style, so there's a lot of things to look out for. I won most of my matches against 6 Samurais with this deck, but the thing is, as it is when you're trying to counter any deck, if you don't go up against that deck and you run into the other decks that are in the ladder, you're probably gonna have a little bit of a hard time. Off the top of my head, Yubel is gonna give you some trouble with this deck. Amazonas, if you can get your Jinso out, you should be fine. But let's just get over how this deck counters 6 Samurais. So first of all, we counter in the most basic way. We don't run any spell or traps that Shien can negate. We have 2 Silent Sword Slash, but Shien cannot negate this. Nothing can negate this. Only yourself can negate this. And then the second way we counter 6 Samurais is by using our Silent Swordsman level 4 and our Silent Swordsman level 7. Obviously 6 Samurai is a spell heavy deck, and if you take away their spells, they really struggle to keep their card advantage. A lot of times they'll be down to 1 Shien, and then it's really the draws from United or the special summons from Dojo that hurt you the most, not just the Shien. And then the other way we counter 6 Samurai is by using DD Assailant and DD Warrior. DD Warrior is really clutch because you can attack into a Fuma and then you just banish the Fuma, so they never get that special summon from the deck. They don't get their protection in the graveyard, and they don't get their Inishi fodder in the graveyard. So DD Warrior is really good. DD Assailant kind of does the same thing, but DD Warrior does a little bit better because this guy has to be destroyed by battle. This guy, anything it attacks, it will banish. And it actually came in pretty clutch in another duel that you guys will see. So the deck is pretty standard. I've used a different version of this deck where I had Psycho Shockwave. I think that's the word, Psychic Shockwave or something like that, to special summon Jinso. But because I'm not trying to get minuses of a Shien, we're running 18 monsters, 2 spell and traps to maximize our Marinating Captain effect. So pretty much anytime you shuffle something with this guy, you will get a special summon, unless you draw something that you don't want to special summon, like a Sphere Kribo. But if you can special summon your Jector, if you can special summon your 2 Jinsos, any of your DD Warriors and Assailants, it's always good. And then after that, you can immediately get rid of him, replace him with a Silent Swordsman, and go on from there. The extra deck is not, it's not part of the deck. I built this on top of Despot, so that's why you see that extra deck. But yeah, so we have the Kribos to protect our monsters from battle. We have Jinso negating traps. We have Silent Swordsman negating spells. And then we have our DD Brigade banishing all of our threats. So we're using Switcheroo to shuffle back the Silent Swordsmans and the Jinsos so that we can special summon them by drawing them with Marinating Captain, or searching with Ejector. The deck did fairly well. Like I said, it struggled against Yubel. I won most of my 6 Samurai matchups. There are some where you just can't play around. Like there's times where they'll have Shien and Inishi. Shien and Inishi, it's actually worse than Shien 6 style in my opinion. And sometimes there's just nothing you can do if they open too good. But like I said, this is just a deck. If you want to get back at them for a while, tilt them before you go back to playing your regular stuff. So at the beginning I was using Cosmic Cyclone, and it worked because it triggered my Switcheroo, but it messed up with my Marinating Captain. And also, if you have your level 7 out, your Cosmic Cyclone is just dead. So you're gonna see United into Fuma, Kisan, Shien. We're gonna try to cycle in the back row. I knew it was gonna negate it. I don't really have anything else that I can activate, but I wanted to use the life to get my Switcheroo. see if I can draw into something better. So we're gonna go Marinating Captain first, send Ejector back, we pick up a DD Assailant, and I decide not to special summon it because I was pretty sure this is a 6 style. When I summoned the Marinating Captain, there was no delay. So I'm like, okay, if I special summon my DD Assailant, he'll be able to 6 style and my turn is over. So you have to be smart about the plays you're trying to make. I'm just gonna go with Silent Swordsman. There's no delay, so we're gonna suicide this into a Silent Swordsman level 7. Get rid of that Shien, and all we have to do, like this right here screams 6 style, you know? You don't just summon a monster in attack position to take damage. So it's really easy to play around the 6 style. We're gonna switcheroo the Cosmic Cyclone back because obviously I can't activate it now that I have Silent Swordsman level 7. We pick up a Silent Sword Slash, so now we can go in and force the 6 style. 6 style is not gonna do anything here, but I want him to waste it so that it's not a threat to me in the future. So we're gonna normal summon DD Assailant, go for the attack. There's the 6 style, so we can activate our Silent Sword Slash. And now he's got a 4300 attack, 2500 defense monster to deal with without spells. They could still, you know, Inishiki-san get rid of you. Like that's gonna happen sometimes, but in this case, he didn't have it. I thought this was a Fuma, so I went in with DD Warrior, banished it before it became a threat. Because if they get their special summon, then you know they can surge, and now the Inishiki-san is more of a threat. So good win there for us. I did save other matchups. I didn't want to, even though this was made for like 6 samurais, I didn't want to just show 5-6 samurai replays. So if you guys are curious what other matchups look like, I think I have an Amazoness matchup and a Yubel matchup. This guy, I don't know what he was running, but the replay was too clutch to not save it. Let's go in Fields of Warriors. I figured it was some sort of 6 samurai, so we're just gonna Silent Swordsman right away, getting rid of our DD Warrior, and we kind of break with the Silent Swordsman level 7. He goes Fusion Reserve immediately. I don't know why. I really don't know why he went at that immediately, but he's gonna activate Fusion Reserve. We're gonna use our Marinating Captain to shuffle that level 7 back into the deck. And we're gonna see a Canadian on our Silent Swordsman, which doesn't really do anything because I can just flip him back up. But guess what I top deck? We get my boy Jinso, so whatever that third trap was, we don't care anymore. And we just go for the OTK. Double Jinso is so good, man. With that Silent Swordsman backup. Alright, next we got the Yubel. And I think this guy was just farming skills because he was playing Sartorius on Yubel. So yeah, not the most optimal build for him, or at least not the most optimal skill, but he still managed to get his Yubels out. Okay, so here we win Marinating Captain. Unfortunately, we missed, and we got a Silent Sword Slash. But Silent Sword Slash is not bad. It's a super powerful spell. That's why it's semi-limited. So I'm okay with this. I have a Kribo. I'm not too worried about this. Fire King Island into a Yubel. So we're gonna have to deal with Terra Incarnate. We're gonna take this damage. It doesn't matter. No point in wasting our Kribo right there. And now we just wait. I do have a plan, especially after I see that he destroyed the Sacred Phoenix. Now I have a plan because it's easier to deal with the level 3 than it is to deal with, or not the level 3, the third phase, than it is to deal with Terra Incarnate. So I know that Phoenix is gonna blow up his entire field the next turn. We're gonna switcheroo that DD Warrior. We top deck a DD Assailant, and I'm just gonna set the DD Warrior because I know he's gonna pop the entire field, and then he has nothing to lose if he attacks with the Ultimate Nightmare, or so he thinks. So after he attacks into my DD Warrior, the third phase is gonna be banished, and I don't have to deal with Yubel. There we go. I don't even take the damage because the Yubel leaves the field. We're gonna summon DD Assailant, go for 17. We got 2 Kuribos to protect ourselves. And that's the game. We're gonna summon Jector. I'm not gonna say easy win, but you know, we may do with what we have. And next we have a Weevil, which is the Amazoness matchup. This is probably your least favorable matchup, unless you can get your Jinso out early, like I mentioned. Amazoness Queen is not super hard to out if you get your DD Warriors, but you know, you're kind of depending on a lot of ifs, so it's best to get your Jinso out as soon as possible, which is what I try to do right here. We're going second. He's got Parasite Infestation, Amazoness Princess, and 3 back row. Standard Weevil opening. Standard Amazoness opening, really. So I'm gonna try the Ejector here, especially since I already have a Jinso in my hand. That would have been able to, if there was more than one trap, I would have been able to summon both Jinsos. But unfortunately, we were met with a Canadia straight away, followed by Onslaught, so rip my Jinso Ejector. It's gonna get banished there. I'm gonna take 1200, and he got rid of Wall of Disruption for an Amazoness Queen. I'm not sure if he did this because he knew I have Jinso and it's like my traps are probably gonna be useless, but I would have kept the Wall of Disruption. It's not gonna matter a whole lot because Marinating Captain is gonna come in super clutch, shuffle the Jinso, draw him back out, go for my go for the switcheroo just to see if I could get a second silent Sword Slash. I don't, and what I had to do here is I have to suicide in this Amazoness Princess. I'm not gonna get banished because of my Jinso, get level 7 out, and now I can win the game over this Amazoness Princess in attack mode. Nice and easy. I like how that Parasite, I know as soon as he saw that Parasite on the top of the deck, he was like, oh yeah, he loses. No, I don't. Forehead. And then we'll end things off with another 6 Samurai matchup. And really, for them, seeing a level 7, it's pretty scary. They still have Tie That Binds, so they can try to crash with your level 7. And that's why we run the Kuribos and stuff like that to protect ourselves. But we're gonna go in with DD Assailant into Silent Swordsman. He Canadius and then goes into Dojo and United. But he has to make a pretty suboptimal play with a Kageki that he has. Shien's Dojo goes into Kisan. I thought he was gonna go Armades here, and that would have been the better play in my opinion. Because assuming he has like a level 2 tuner in the deck, I don't know, man. I think Armades would have been better. He goes for Shien, still destroys my Silent Swordsman. So we're gonna special summon Silent Swordsman level 7. And at this point my opponent is kind of panicking, right? His Shien Dojo is negated. He's controlling 2 face-up attack monsters. So guess what he does? He crashes with Shien so he can destroy the Kageki. Now what does that tell me? That tells me this is a 6 samurai, a 6 style dual wield. So all I have to do is not summon anything else. The Dojo being negated is going to be a huge deal. I'm going to destroy his Shien, and just drawing 1 card at a time without taking advantage of your spells, it's really going to put him behind. So I pick up a Kuribo just to make things better for me. But there's the Inishi, again, another monster in attack mode because of the 6 style. And then finally he sets a monster because he can't afford to put him in attack mode anymore. So all I have to do is summon my DD Warrior. If this is a Fuma, we banish it. And we win the game. So like I said, it's not going to be an instant win, but it will tilt them into oblivion, having to try to play without spells. And as long as you play it smart, you know, by making sure you don't fall into a 6 style and stuff like that, you should be able to win most matchups with 6 Samurai. Now, Six Samurai is still not dead. Still gonna be the strongest deck for the foreseeable future. But you know, if you can build this, if you can afford to build it, I know it's expensive. Build it, get some, you know, burn some steam off, tilting some Samurai players, and then get back on that grind. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really, really appreciate that. And until next time.